So today we are going to look at my Plex server out of space. So I got me another 8 terabyte drive, and I'm finally going to add some SSDs to it. It works fine, now the way it is. It's just that I want to make it a little bit more robust. And I bought a Roswell 9-use case, for this project as well. So let's get started on the build. So this is the 4U case that I'm going to put the board in. So if we notice, we'll just do a quick workaround. We got plenty of space to put hard drives in, and we got our other bay, so we can put a DVD-ROM in, or we can just buy an adapter and make that more hard drive space. And then, back here, just your standard case. So let's get started. Alright, so what we have here is an old HP computer. I'm using that to run my Plex. So what I want to do is just throw it in a server case and organize my rack just a little bit better, so it'll look a little bit nicer. I figured it'd be fun to show you how I installed it previously with my hard drives and stuff. Alright, so I don't have anything to connect this hard drive to, so I got Velcro. So that's good enough for this type of work, because like I said, it's just an old system, so I'll just Velcro that bad boy in there. Also, we have Gorilla Tape. Alright, so I 3D printed another Caddy, so I'm going to use some double-sided sticky tape and tape that down. Alright, so I got this in there. It's all duct taped, Velcroed, and everything else. So gonna slap the case back on and install on RAID. Alright, so now that you know what we're working with, we're gonna look at these computers and try to make them better. Alright, so I was looking at this build over here with this old computer, but when I look at it, we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 SATA ports, and we also have this proprietary power drive, so for the power. So there's that. Alright, so here is my other system. So I got 2 Xeon processors, and then if I go down here and look, it's a little bit harder to see, but I got the same number of SATA 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 SATA ports. So I'm going to need bigger SATA support, but I'm probably just going to use this board because it has the dual processors and it has more RAM in it. The only problem I have is down here. I got an 18-pin power supply that plugs in. So I can't put this in the case, and this is the other power supply. So you just pop it up and you can pull it out. But that won't fit in my new case that I got. So I'm gonna have to take this apart and then probably go to Micro Center to buy some parts. Now that I got the battery pack out of the way, I actually got 6 SATA ports in this one. All right, so we got the board out. I really wanted to use this board, but as you can tell, it just doesn't fit. So I won't be able to put my power supply in, and the board is just too long this way, so I guess I'm gonna have to use the other board and the other power supply, because it's I don't have a conversion cable for it. Alright, so my case shop failed, so I had to put this back in my 7600 case. I'll probably end up 3D printing some stuff just so I can have extra hard drives space in here, because I don't really have anywhere to put them. So I ended up 3D printing a drive here,
And this is fine because it holds 5 different SSDs or 2.5 drives, and it fits directly into the bay, so we don't really have any issues with it. So you can tell it fits directly into the bay. Like I said, I just had to pull this level up here if I can actually get it in, but it's all in there. It fits nicely. It just has regular airflow, but the more I think about it, it's like with the 2.5, I only get up to a 5 terabyte drive, but with the 3.5, I can get larger 20 terabyte drives. So I'll probably just end up buying one that actually has airflow. Alright, so you can tell that this is the 3D printed one, and this is my EverCool one. I like it because it has the fan and I can put the drives in. So I do have over here, I got a adapter if I can put some 2.5 drives in here. So I plan on putting that in there and then still have space for my 3.5 drives. Alright, so here we got 3 drives, and we're just going to take those out and put them in the other machine. Alright, so I got this bay right here, and takes up 2 5.25 spaces in the computer, but I have 2 hard drives up here, a 4 terabyte and a 10 terabyte that I took out of the old system, and then down here I added 2 1 terabyte cache drives. And then the good thing about this system, I can also add my 6 terabyte drive and my 8 terabyte drive just for that extra space. So let me just throw these in there. Alright, so that Caddy fits in there pretty nice. And if I go over here, you can see it looks nice on the front as well. And the last thing that we need to do is just to drop these drives in. Nothing special. I'll just slide in there. And after that, we're going to hook up the cables, and we'll be almost completed with this build. Alright, so we got everything in there. I put the old G950 GTX card in there. Threw in another NIC card. Had to get some cables to hook up my new hard drives. So this thing should be good to go. Slap the case back on, throw the USB in, and we should be good to go. Alright, I just plugged my USB back in and turn it on, and we should be good to go.
Alright, so as you can see, we had an upgrade. Over here we had 4 cores, and then over here we got 8 cores. And I like the 8 cores better, even though it's a little bit slower. It just takes the load off the system, so I feel that it's a pretty good upgrade. The next thing that we got going on is the hard drive space. If you notice, I have 18 total terabytes in my new build. So I do have an extra 8 terabytes, so it's going to give me some room to work with. And everything's reading and working as it should, so we're good to go.